My name is Alyse and today I'll be presenting my senior project, a dollhouse, that I built and designed from the ground up. Recently, I decided to become an interior designer and entrepreneur. I have always wanted others to feel inspired and influenced by the spaces that I create. I want people to walk into a room and feel something: comfort, safety, happiness, or inspiration. At the same time, I want to contribute to my own individuality and independence by building something of my own. This project allowed me to practice my architectural and interior design skills while demonstrating creativity and attention to detail. It also ties directly into my future goals and represents the first real step towards the career I hope to build. Why I chose this project. I chose this project to build a dollhouse because I wanted to plan to pursue architecture as well, creating open and interesting rooms that feel intentional. I tried to reflect this within the wall placement and layout of the dollhouse, thinking carefully about openness and flow even in a miniature space. Entrepreneurship influences me because it represents personal independence, creativity, and courage to build something from nothing. I was not simply following instructions, I was creating something entirely on my own terms. No one else was in charge. Every pattern, every texture, every color was my own decision. It was also meaningful because this presentation and project became an act of service for my aunt and her daughter. This house became more than just my personal design. It became something that impacts my cousin's memories and nostalgia. Goals and inspiration. My design was inspired by French country decor. While building this dollhouse, one quote stayed in my mind: "Your home should tell the story of who you are and be a collection of what you love," by Nate Burgess. That quote is important to me because I want to design spaces that tell people stories. My aunt went to Paris for her mission and learned French. She also grew up on a farm and learned to play piano, which is still a big part of her life. Because of that, French country decor felt perfect. It blends rustic farm elements with European charm. I even included a miniature grand piano in the living area. I wanted the dollhouse to feel more nostalgic and meaningful, not just decorative. My process overview. I started with a direct build kit, but I rewrote parts of it to fit my vision. This miniature home isn't just plywood. It became an artistic and realistic atmosphere filled with character in every room. I stained floors, carefully glued wallpaper, painted walls and ceilings, framed windows, and added trim and decorative elements. I incorporated decorative wainscoting, wall trim, window frames, and panes. I also worked on roofing styles, including adding a turret to the left side of the home. I spent many afternoons and evenings painting, staining, gluing, adjusting, and refining the small details. I made multiple trips to Hobby Lobby, searching for patterns, papers, and different flooring tones, decorative pieces, and little tiny floral diamond-shaped cornices. Every decision required thought about color coordination, texture, balance, and harmony, principles I learned in interior design classes. Detailed design choices. I was extremely specific with the vision I created in my mind. I wanted the floors stained to certain tones to control the warmth of each room. I wanted wallpaper perfectly glued without bubbling. I framed and painted interior windows to create depth. I added tiny details like flower boxes and wall decor. I even repainted upper wall edges and ceiling lines so when sunlight shines through, that light created movement and life inside the house, making it more exciting and magical for this little young girl. Skills and techniques I learned. This project helped me internalize the amount of detail and precision it takes to create an intricate design. Every placement was thoughtfully considered to enhance the purpose of each room and create a cozy atmosphere. I applied knowledge from my interior design classes, color coordination, texture balance, layout planning, and architectural detail. But I also practiced entrepreneurship skills, independence, initiative, decision-making, and sourcing materials, as well as committing to the quality. This project represents countless hours of dedication, patience. It shows that I am willing to refine, redo, and improve until that meets my standard. Impact and meaning. This dollhouse represents hours of creativity, dedication, and personal investment. It reflects how deeply I care about how people perceive the experience with my designs. More importantly, it adds value to my cousin's childhood memories. It blends nostalgia from my aunt's life with imagination for her little girl's future, even though it's a miniature. It carries emotional impact. It demonstrates that even small spaces can tell powerful stories. Reflection and future goals. This project prepared me for a future in architecture, interior design, and entrepreneurship. It taught me attention to detail, patience, problem solving, and creative revision. This dollhouse does not just represent a high school project. It represents my growth in creativity, precision, and independence. It is creating a footprint towards my ultimate goal. This is one step from miniature spaces to one day designing full-scale architecturally sound homes, completely built from my vision, creativity, and courage. Thank you. Any questions?
What are some of the difficulties you had making the dollhouse?
Throughout building the dollhouse, I think the biggest difficulty that I had was measuring all the particular pieces of wood to fit all of the intricate angles of the dollhouse. And because every mistake that you would make, it would affect the whole look of inside of the interior and the exterior. So I think that probably would be my biggest complication during the build.
While building the dollhouse, did you have any surprises? Things that you learned that you didn't expect?
I think during the dollhouse, I didn't realize how much time and effort would really be going into it. I figured that it would just be one number glued to another number, but in reality, it was like precision-based math numbers that you had to figure out and puzzle piece together. And through that, I think I learned first of all, more math. And on top of that, I also learned that I can't always assume that things are going to be easy. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed seeing how much detail, thought, and creativity went into this project. And thank you, Ms. Schwartz, for being such an understanding and supportive teacher throughout this process.